Hey friends, Boundless Divine here, artist, organizer, and spiritually based mental health advocate, and this is Divine Time. Alrighty, please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And with that being said, we're going to get into the topic for today, which is practicing a safe sensuality to protect your life force energy. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about, safe sensuality, why it's better to be a park than a plate, some journal prompts, am I forgetting anything? Oh yeah, it doesn't matter what women and femmes wear, and so much more. So stay tuned. Alrighty, so I'm sure you've heard this big debate, like, are women, are femmes responsible for the clothing that they wear when they get attention? And my answer to this is yes, they are, but in a very big no way. So don't leave, don't come for me, just listen to what I have to say. So I have always been very open in how I dress. I like to express myself. Y'all, I was a dance major back in the day. I was working out all the time. So, I was flaunting it. I didn't care. And a lot of the times, people would come for me for what I was wearing. I had a 6-year period in which I literally never wore a bra. And I remember one time an adult came to me and she was like, anybody who comes in contact with you can see your headlights. And I was like, oh, I was really put off by that. And I wish that more people had talked to me about, the way that I was dressing from a lens of empowerment instead of a lens of blame and judgment and shame, because it's been a thing throughout my life when it's been women who have come for me about what I was wearing and making me feel bad about myself or talking about the type of energy that I was putting off, but they weren't talking to me about how I could be empowering myself. And so yeah, it's true. But the thing is, right? So I have gotten catcalled in sweatpants. So right off rip, we're just gonna say it does not matter what you wear. If people are gonna holler at you, it's gonna happen regardless of what you wear. But yes, when you do put on certain clothes and advertise, you're gonna get certain types of attention. But regardless of if you're wearing sweatpants or if you're wearing a crop top and booty shorts, you're responsible for how you react to the attention that comes your way, right? And so when you talk about empowerment, and y'all, this is actually on a paper, not my notebook, because actually in the full moon on Cancer, I got this whole episode as a download. I was trying to eat my lunch and Spirit was like, nah. So it's on the back of my to-do list for the day. So it was really it came through heavy. It's you need to talk about this. And I was like, okay, can I eat my food first? Spirit was like, no. So I ended up having to reheat it. Y'all don't care. Anyway, it was really good. I made this. Nope. All right. Okay, so I believe what we wear is less important than what we do with it, right? So people may come to you or be attracted to you because how you look, but what matters most is that they leave you blessed. So for example, for a goddess, for a true goddess, her beauty is secondary. So I used to think back in the day that it was complimentary when men come up to me and they'd be like, hey beautiful, hey sexy. But now that's a turn off for me, because there are lots of really beautiful people who are disrespected all the time. And beauty, just because you think someone is beautiful doesn't mean that you're going to treat them with kindness or respect or admiration or loyalty and support. And so for me, I'm more so impressed when men say things like, yeah, I'm so attracted to you because you're so intelligent, you're so thoughtful, I love how you relate to God, you know what I mean? And so for a true goddess, her beauty is secondary. And so the goal here is to be admired, not desired. We want to be admired, not desired. And so, right, when we think of food, we desire food and so we consume it. And then what happens after we eat plate food? You crap it out, you discard it, it becomes waste, right? And even if you're foodie and it's yeah, I really love lasagna, and so you keep going back to lasagna, you keep enjoying lasagna, you're consuming the lasagna, you're enjoying it, whatever, but then at the end of the day, it's still being discarded. The energy of the beautiful, desirable thing is absorbed and then it's discarded. And so that's why I say it's better to be a park than a plate, because when you're just a meal, when you're just something to just be enjoyed and eaten, then it's quick. It doesn't require any type of investment. But parks are different. Like, you don't, like, when you go to a park, you go to a park to stay. What do? You stroll, you feel the breeze and the sun on your face. You want to spend time at the park. You'll sit down with a blanket. You'll take it slow. You go to a park because you enjoy spending time with the park. You enjoy spending time with the park, even if you don't take it with you, if you don't cut the flowers or whatever. Like, you like the park for the way it is, and because of that, you treat it with respect. You don't litter or throw things down on it because you really care about this thing. You see its beauty and its value, and so you want to nurture it, and so that you wouldn't just treat it however, right? And so, like, I got stuck on this whole analogy of trees. I love trees, y'all. I have a tree on my arm. Like, I love trees so much. Like, it's, I don't know why, but right? So, like, when you think of a tree, what do? We use it for shade. You sit under it. You treat it with tenderness. Maybe you'll touch it for grounding, because similar to like sensual sex energy, like, you know, trees are grounded and healing, grounding and healing too. And you know, when the tree has strong roots, you might even be able to mount it, you know what I'm saying? And it's safe for both you and the tree, right? And so, you know, that's not to say, so the goal is to be like a tree, firmly rooted and grounded. But just because you're firmly rooted and grounded, that doesn't mean that people aren't going to take advantage. Like, you know, people still be carving their names on trees in the name of love, scarring it because it has to just make its presence known. But the thing is, a tree is huge. Think of like a ginormous oak tree. Like, trees are so big, and the little scars and the marks that people leave on it, the trash that's dropped on its feet, that'll be, you know, washed away by a storm or picked up by a good Samaritan, someone who decides to treat it with tenderness next, it doesn't change the integrity of the tree. The tree gets to stay grand, the tree gets to stay secure, the tree gets to be beautiful and also ready for the next people who are ready to enjoy spending time with the tree. You see, so that's why it's way better to want to be a tree than a plate. And now, like I said, I get it. Like, it could be so easy to get caught up in our looks, and like, I don't even think that it's bad to, you know, wear whatever. Like, I'll be out there, you know, in the summertime, again, best believe, in my tight skirts and my crop tops, because I love it. Like, I like feeling confident. You know, they say when you look good, you feel good, and that's different for everybody. But also, like, I understand that I'm a tree now. Like, I'm grounded in something, and just because someone wants to come to my park, comes to my sacred space, doesn't mean that they're allowed to get there. And the problem comes in where it's like, you know, when I had lower self-esteem, and like, you know, people who have lower self-esteem, sometimes people would just come up to you and you're thinking like, oh, I'm a plate, and so you'll just give yourself to people because they say, oh, I like this food, but they don't actually care about it, and they didn't even wash their hands before they ate, and they're just, you know, treating it whatever and letting pieces fall on the floor because it doesn't matter to them. And like, we are so much more than just something to be consumed or desired. We are something to be admired. And so I really want us to be like mindful of that. And yeah, like, we're not just like, you're beautiful and and what? Like, I'm a whole forest. Like, there are ecosystems in me. Like, step up correctly, please. Right? And so the journaling prompt that I have for us is, what are the directions to your park? So in terms of like, you know, the tree, the park and everything, what are the directions to your park? And write GPS directions to your sacred space in terms of character traits and etc. So for example, so let's say that we are at the Boundless Divine Park, where the vibes are immaculate. It's a really fun place. You get to experience love there, and joy there, and ease there, comfort and loyalty, devotion. How do you get to that park? And write out the instructions. Like, you have to be loyal for 5 miles. You have to be honest for 15 miles, you know what I mean? So write out the different coordinations: honest way, sincere lane, patient park, right? Parkway, you know what I mean? You gotta take patient parkway. So just write it out, whatever that means for you. What is it required for people to get to your sacred space? And hold yourself to that, you know, like we talk about a lot in the manifestation community. Like, you have to write out the characteristics of the person or the thing that you want to manifest, but like the first things first is to be the energy of that thing as well. And so it's like, if you want to have sacred people come into your life, then you have to be in a place where it's like all you're accepting and allowing is sacredness. All right, so that's all I have for y'all today. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I hope that it was a blessing for you. Thank you for being community with me. If you'd like to send me a little love donation for this energy exchange, I can be blessed via Cashapp at boundlessdivine. Remember, you are good, and you are worthy, and you are loved. Never forget who you are, because this world needs your light. Be kind with yourself, because practice makes progress, and all things come in divine time. And as you leave this space, may you go in peace, in love, and pleasure, purpose, and prosperity. In the name of love, Ashe. Thank you, friends.